After 9 years of Justin Trudeau, everything is broken. Work doesn't pay. Housing costs have doubled, rising faster than in any other G7 country, to the point where 80% of Canadians now, for the first time ever, believe home ownership is just for the very rich. Vancouver and Toronto are now among the most expensive housing markets in the world. We have 1,400 homeless encampments in Ontario alone, 35 in Halifax. Food prices have risen 37% faster in the United States than they have in Canada, a gap that has appeared and widened with the application of the carbon tax on the farmers who grow our food and the truckers who ship our food. A tax that Justin Trudeau and the NDP Liberals now want to quadruple to 61 cents a litre, which would not only starve our people and kill our jobs, but would grind our economy to a halt. We know that President Trump would be calling all of our businesses, welcoming them to leave Canada and go south of the border where there is no carbon tax and where other taxes are dropping. It would be a gigantic sucking sound of Canadian jobs, businesses, and money heading south that would add to the already $500 billion of net outflow of investment from Canada to the U.S. that has happened since Justin Trudeau took office 9 years ago. After 9 years of Trudeau, we've gone from having equal median income. Canadian and American workers made the same amount of money 10 years ago, to income per person now $22,000 higher in the United States than it is here in Canada, after 9 years of high taxes, more bureaucracy, and doubling of our national debt. And then there is the broken immigration, broken budget, and broken border. Justin Trudeau is a weak leader who has lost control of spending, lost control of immigration, and lost control of our border. And don't take my word for it. Look at the facts. His own government admits there are as many as 500,000 people in Canada illegally. We know that seizures of fentanyl doses by U.S. Border Patrol at U.S.-Canada border have more than tripled between last year and this year. In 12 months to September 2024, 11,600 pounds of drugs have been seized by U.S. Border Patrol agents at the Canada-U.S. border. In 2024, U.S. border guards caught 10 times more people sneaking southward from Canada than in 2022. This is a problem that we expect will only get worse because we have 700,000 international students here now that Trudeau and his former immigration minister, Sean Fraser, hinted that they would be able to stay permanently. And now suddenly that message has reversed, and Trudeau and the NDP Liberal government say that their plan is to hope, with the honour system, that they will leave voluntarily. CSIS, and then there's the drugs. CSIS, I'm quoting now from a document obtained by Access to Information by Blacklock's reporter. This is a briefing note the Prime Minister received almost a year ago. CSIS identifies more than 350 organized crime groups actively involved in the domestic illegal fentanyl market. And what has Trudeau done since he got this information back in January, almost a year ago? Absolutely nothing other than try to legalize and liberalize these same drugs. He has weakened our borders, and he doesn't even inspect 99% of shipping containers that come into our country. Since Trudeau became Prime Minister, there's been a 632% increase in U.S. border control encounters with people illegally attempting to enter the United States from Canada. In the first 10 months of 2024 alone, U.S. Border Patrol has intercepted more than 21,000 people illegally crossing our border. And on top of that, doesn't include the dangers that are coming into Canada from the United States because of Trudeau's broken border. According to Toronto police, 82% of gun crime is done with American guns that Trudeau allows over our borders because of the weak inspection system. And the drugs that come across the border, the existence of Roxham Road and other illegal border crossings that Justin Trudeau opened right after he put out a tweet to the entire world saying, "Welcome to Canada, come on in, we'll invite anybody across our borders." That chaos has persisted. It is clear that after 9 years, Trudeau is not worth the cost, the crime, the corruption, and the chaos. He has lost control of our border, lost control of immigration, lost control of our finances. And that is why today I am calling on the government to fix Trudeau's broken border. I'm demanding that the Trudeau government quickly present a Canada First plan to Parliament that includes increased patrols, working with provincial law enforcement, deploying new technology, cracking down on illegal drug production and trafficking, tightening visas, securing our ports, and expanding the mandate of CBSA officers to fix the broken border. These new technologies would include scanners, helicopters, towers, drones. We also propose temporarily deputizing provincial law enforcement whose premiers wish to fill in the holes that the Trudeau government has caused. This, of course, is I'm embarrassed that we even have to suggest this, but it would be a temporary measure to fix what Trudeau, or to patch up the holes that Trudeau has opened. We need a real crackdown on illegal drug production and trafficking by reversing, for example, the C5 changes that Trudeau brought in, which reduced penalties for production and trafficking of hard drugs. We need boots on the ground, scanners all around, and a stronger border. We need to expand the mandate of CBSA officers to enforce the law beyond border posts. The reality is that Trudeau has lost control of the deficit of immigration and of our border. In less than 2 months, President Trump will come into office. He has threatened the possibility of imposing tariffs unless there is action to address Trudeau's broken border. Since Trudeau became Prime Minister, there have been massive increases in illegal border activity. It is his job to immediately introduce action to solve it. Now, it's not just for Donald Trump. Frankly, we have to acknowledge that he is the new President of the United States of America, and we have to protect our economic interests, but we have to protect our own interests. It is unacceptable for Canadians to have 47,000 overdose deaths. It is unacceptable for Canadians to have 350 crime groups actively producing and shipping fentanyl. It is unacceptable for Canadians to have $100 billion of money laundering. It is unacceptable for Canadians to see a 200% increase in overdose deaths. Even if President Trump were not calling for this action, we should be doing it for our own country and for our own interests. And these increased border measures should be paid for using the dollar-for-dollar principle, which will guide my government. And that is why I'm proposing to fund a bolstered border. The Prime Minister should cut high-priced CBSA consultants and cancel the $6 billion of insulting inflationary spending, the 2-month tax trick, and the inflationary checks. That money will only give us more inflation while jacking up debt. A $250 check will not mean anything to someone who loses their job because of a tariff dispute. A 10-cent savings on a bag of pretzels will not mean anything to a mother who's lost her child to an overdose of drugs. And as for getting it passed, we will plan to continue insisting that the Trudeau government stop blocking Parliament and release all the data to the police on the green slush fund scandal. We will make accommodations to quickly pass a border plan if it goes towards fixing Trudeau's broken border, so we can get it done. There are no excuses. Justin Trudeau has had 9 years, and the results are a disaster. But the good news is life was not like this before Justin Trudeau, and it won't be like this after he's gone. We're going to bring home a common sense plan to axe the tax, build the homes, fix the budget, and stop the crime. That requires a strong, robust border, like the one we had before Trudeau, with boots on the ground, with security at our ports and other land entries. It means a stronger armed forces, stronger police, and stronger law enforcement. It means protecting our people against the world's dangers. All of this is for the singular purpose that I am running for Prime Minister, which is to restore Canada's promise. That is, a country where hard work earns a powerful paycheck and pension that buys affordable food and homes in safe neighborhoods. A country where anyone from anywhere can do anything. In Canada, let's bring it home.